Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, in this video, I want to go over one of the most commonly asked use cases as it relates to the mono bottle. And that is, can this be used as a bidet, also known as a shطافه, to perform what is known as istinja, which is basically the purification of oneself when they use the restroom using water? The answer to that is yes. Now, there are many ways to perform istinja with the mono bottle, and it all comes down to the user, their use cases, their applications, in certain scenarios. So we're going to leave that entirely up to you guys and at your discretion. However, in this video, inshallah, we want to go over some general guidelines and go over some of the best ways to use it for istinja bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. That way we can maintain cleanliness and hygiene and at the same time reduce the likelihood of cross-contamination, airborne pathogens, so on and so forth. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. As many of you guys already know, an-nadhafa min al-iman. Cleanliness is a part of faith. And in some narrations, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qala, الطهور شطر الإيمان. Cleanliness or purity is half of one's faith. Not only is that from a spiritual sense in terms of cleaning the mind, cleaning the heart, attaining a qalbun salim, but also of a physical sense, which is why we perform wudu, that's why we perform ghusl, that's why we use stuff such as miswak to clean our teeth, and in this case perform istinja. Allah Azza wa Jalla also says in Surah Tawbah, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, فيه رجال يحبون أن يتطهروا والله يحب المطهرين. There are those who love to be in a state of purity and cleanliness, and Allah loves those who are pure. Now, with that being said, let's get into some of the best use cases. One of the best practices for performing istinja with this particular bottle is utilizing this paracord handle. On this handle, you have a buckle, which means that if you have railing inside any restroom that you're in, like a restroom stall, or if you have a place to hang it up, we would recommend doing so. The last thing you want to do is put this bottle on the ground in the restroom, which may not be clean, and then taking it to, say, a masjid, or even using it as a sutra during salah, where you now cross-contaminated everything that you're praying on. Now, by far the best way to perform istinja with this bottle is to utilize the 3-foot tube extension that we have here, as well as the pure point attachment as a bidet. That way this bottle is 3 feet away from you and you can utilize this for precision. Another recommendation would be, do not pressurize this bottle to its max and then proceed to use it. Start off with no pressure and see how much pressure is needed to actually use it as a bidet. The last thing you want to do is over pressurize this and the spray is so intense that you start to have airborne pathogens making its way to the bottle, which you may be using to drink water out of. The second best method would be to not use this and simply use the spray or even the misting feature depending on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. That is a great alternative and you're still utilizing the 3-foot extension.